Hi guys, I promised another forum member a little video on how I cut a slot in a preform stem. It's not a complicated process, but there's a couple of things to keep in mind. Basically, it shows a slot. You think there's a slot in there, maybe that won't get blurry, but basically the slots in these are actually cut on sort of a square, or they could be just a semicircle. And that might be okay for a factory to put out something like that, but not a craftsman. You want to make sure that this is a V-shaped funnel when you look at it from the top. You don't want squares, you don't want sharp edges, because you're going to get a whistle. I don't know if this one whistles or not, but you can tell it's got a real high-pitched noise. You don't really want that. You want something that kind of just flows through, no whistling, no high-pitched sort of tin that you can hear. And essentially, I start the funnels like way back here somewhere. I don't start them like here, as you might expect, because I want uninterrupted airflow from basically the tobacco chamber to the smoker's mouth. Starting it way back here, this ensures that you're going to have a seamless, smooth transmission of smoke to the smoker, and you're not going to have any sort of strange areas in here where the smoke is either heating up or cooling down, dropping condensation, that type of thing. If that happens, you get a pipe that gurgles. So next shot, I'm going to get set up with the Dremel with a 1mm drill bit in it. We'll get set up for some close-ups, and I'll basically show you how I do this. Hi guys, this is basically, we're going to have a nice close-up here of what I do to cut these slots. Hopefully this doesn't go blurry at all, but basically this same slot here looks pretty good, except for some molding flash on the outside here. But basically this is kind of it's got a sort of a square back to it, so it comes back a little bit like this. It's sort of a V shape, but then there's a cross piece here, and then you hit the smoke channel. So what I want to do is I want to smooth that out, and you can kind of feel it a little bit. You can feel that back with the drill bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you basically how I cut this down into a smooth V-shaped slot, and hopefully we'll get a nice sounding stem out of this one. We don't want We don't want that, essentially. We want a smooth transition. So, got my foot on the speed control, so let's see what we can make this do. And you can see here that this drill bit, I've set it so it comes back about this far. I said that's about how far back that I start the V, and that's a true statement. That it has to start that far back in order to get a really good airflow. But every once in a while I'll stop and I'll blow the crap out of the end of this. You can see how much stuff came out of there. There's a ridiculous amount of flashing and just ugly airway going on in there, but you can hear it now too. Basically, this is a little bit of, it goes a little bit quicker when I'm not trying to explain it, but this doesn't take hardly any time at all. It's much better than trying to do this with needle files or something like that. And that's pretty much it. There's some work left to be done in here with basically a needle file. We got a nice V-shaped, so it sort of matches the profile of the slot. Very thin. It's about 1mm thick as well. And what I do is I just take that, come in here like this, just to make sure, smooth up any rough edges, top and bottom. This is no good. See, it's edge safe. It's no good for actually cutting the slot. It'll take forever, but just to clean stuff up, make sure top and bottom of the stem, there's no strange pieces in there. But just basically do this. Again, it takes way less time when I'm not trying to explain it, but I think you get the point. This is basically it. And now, no whistle. So this one's good to go. We'll put a tenon on it, and it's ready for a pipe. Thanks.